Ready?
Do you have to unmute?
Oh shoot, I didn't even bring it up over here. I have to put it on unmute. Three, two, one, go.
The recording has started.
Greetings, family. Welcome to another one of your Frank26 UB2s. It's good to be with you. It is the 5th of, what is it? July 2023, the day after 4th of July. I hope you all had a wonderful day of celebrating our nation's independence. I greet you in agape love. We are ktfolways.com. And if you're not a member of our forum, I would advise you, it would behoove you. There's a lot of information that we'll be releasing when the blessing occurs in our forum. Anyways, Doris, thank you, Doris, for your financial contribution. God bless you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Before we do anything, we'd like to go to God's throne room and pray for our conference call. Will you join me as we pray together? Abba, Heavenly Father, I greet you by the blood of Jesus at your doorsteps in your throne room. I thank you, Father, for another day of my life. I thank you for the ability to be able to see, to talk, to hear. I thank you, God, for walking with me every day of my life. I pray for those that are with us tonight, God, that you would hear their prayers, that you would make life easier for them, that you would answer their prayers and lead them in the right direction that they're looking for, your Son, Jesus. I thank you, I celebrate with you, and I ask for strength for tonight. Help me to get the words and say them, and in all honesty, Father, get straight to the point. I have a tendency to talk too much. Guide me tonight that I can deliver this message that is very, very good, rather powerful too. All honor and glory goes to you, Papa. You are worthy to worship. You are my God. You are the only God. You're the God of my family. I appreciate you and I thank you for everything. Bless my children, bless my grandchildren, my sister, my aunt. Bless my beautiful wife. Touch our marriage. Be proud of our marriage, God, that it would honor and glorify you. It is in the name of your Son, Jesus, that I pray to you by his blood that was sacrificed through the Holy Spirit. Amen. 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 Indeed, it's good to be with you all. We're here to study the Iraqi dinar. Everything that we say is just strictly in our opinion. That's really important that we establish that right away, right? It's just strictly in our opinion. Okay. And now that we're ready to get to work, the very first thing that I'd like for you to do is go with me to our forum. I'd like to look at the articles that came out today. I apologize because I thought I was ready here. Unfortunately, can you bring up the form, Tink, please, for me over here? While I bring up over here. Oops, almost got it. So yeah, if you're not a member of ktfolways.com, it would behoove you. And the reason I say that, not in an egotistical manner in any way, shape, or form, because stop it, commercials. It's because when the Lord blesses us inside of our form, we're going to list all of the places where you are able to exchange your currency. We don't play that nonsense game about an 800 number. That's a lie. It's not true. But what we will do is we will be in communication with many of our members. And we're talking about over 80,000 members at KTFA, over 90 countries. And they will be communicating with us and telling us, hey, I just exchanged that so and so bank, and I got this spread for it. Yeah, this is the insurance they have. Here's the phone number. The manager's name that took care of me is so and here's their address, and here's their website, and everything that you would need, we will put on our form. And I think it would be a useful tool. We're not going to tell you to go to these places. We're just going to offer you these places that they are there, that they are available, because maybe they're close to your home. And you can go and check them out and see if that's a bank, an exchange center that you want to participate in. Alrighty, we were together Monday, and Monday I believe was the 3rd. Yeah, yesterday was the 4th of July. So let's go back and find anything that we have on the 4th of July. Let's see, there's the 3rd, there's the 3rd. Well, that's odd. Where's the articles from today from Claire? Oh dear. Hey, I have to sign in. Unbelievable. Go ahead and log in. I'm sorry, family. I thought I was ready. I have to sign into my own form so that I can get the articles. Now we're going to the final article thread. Final article thread. And look at the last page. And we're going to look at some articles that are important. And by the way, what's the title of our UB2B tonight? Nothing will happen without what? While we getting ourselves ready here, one more time. What is the title of our UB2B? Nothing will happen without. And then I put 3 dots. Oh, look. Well, that didn't take long, did it, Young? You were the first one to put the answer right away. You say the exchange rate. Okay. Let's see if anybody else. The next person is Jacob. A new exchange rate. Betsy. The exchange rate. Truth. The rate. Peggy Turner. The rate. Michael. Beer. Beer. No, that's not right. Tana Kid says increase the value, which is a new exchange rate. There you go. Laws of Matat. Hi, I think you're new. You say REAR, the real effective exchange rate. That's right. All of you are pointing in the right direction. Look at you. All of you are saying the same thing. I like Chandel's Sting. You say published officially, the rate. Caribbean Kid, the rate. Yeah, I strongly agree. Anyways, family, we're going now to, it looks like it's page 151. Go to page 151 in the final article thread, and we're going to start with final article number 3025. Final article number 3025. Let me blow up the screen here so I can show it to you a little bit better. There we go. And it says the following. Sudani dismisses the head of the Office of Financial Supervision from his office. What's the title of our UB2B? Nothing is going to happen without. Sudani dismisses the head of the Office of Financial Supervision from his office, from his position. Here's the article. And what do I say up on top in blue? That's my quote. I say, Sudani is firing everybody that is against the reforms on a daily basis. There is great truth in what Sudani is doing because he's seeking the truth for their national currency. What is the truth for their national currency? About 50 of you just posted the answer. What's the title of our UB2B? Nothing will happen without. And Sudani is seeking the truth. Sudani is seeking the real effective exchange rate. Sudani is seeking the method, the reason, the why, the how to give a new exchange rate to the Iraqi citizens. The UB2B there tonight, nothing will happen without, and you know already the answer, don't you? And you see this very first article, and it's Sudani putting on his deputy dog cowboy hat and his pistols and his boots, and he's walking around Iraq looking for people to arrest that are against the monetary reform. Nothing will happen without the new exchange rate. But tell me something, KTFA family. How do we get the new exchange rate? Sudani dismisses the head of the Office of Financial Supervision from his position. You go, Sudani. Why did you let go? This is a financial supervision guy. This is one of the head guys in your cabinet. I mean, why did you let him go? Because he's against the monetary reform. Is that why you haven't released the new exchange rate? Because you're cleaning up the garbage? Well, of course, Frank. I expect the Iraqi citizens to be able to eat off of the floor of the CBI. I'm cleaning that floor with Clorox, vinegar, you name it, I'm cleaning it good. We will definitely be able to eat off of the floor of the CBI. And you know what's on the floor of the CBI, Frank? What, Sudani? The new exchange rate. And Frank, nothing will happen without the new exchange rate. I know, Sudani. Sudani, every day you are arresting people. And it doesn't matter who it is. I heard you're arresting Kazemi. He's already in jail. He is? Yeah, we busted his behind. Why? Because he was stealing as a prime minister. You don't play that game. He was stealing for Iran and for himself. You think I'm going to allow that, Frank? No, of course not. Hold on a second, family. I have to get rid of something here. Look at this. This popped up. See if there's any way that you can get rid of it for me. Do you get the meaning of what I'm trying to say for tonight? Nothing is going to happen without the new exchange rate. And how do you get the new exchange rate? By cleaning the floor of the CBI that has the new exchange rate, so that all Iraqi citizens can be well protected and their currency will not be stolen anymore, will not be counterfeited anymore. This article right here is the foundation of why you and I are still sitting here studying the Iraqi dinar. And it's powerfully good. It's fantastic. You got great leadership in Iraq, in the government, and in the CBI, where the problem was with Iran. It's disappearing on a daily basis. Now, you'll never be able to clean up all the cockroaches. I always say that. You'll always have the cockroaches in the cupboards. You'll have them underneath the couch, in the wall. They'll always still be there. But they won't be able to do what they've been doing. Tearing your house apart. stealing the national pride from the Iraqi citizens, their currency. Sudani, right here in this article, is very bold in telling you, I'm busting everybody's behind. And it's on a daily basis. For the monetary reform. There's no other reason for it. For the monetary reform. Let's look at the next article. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and the European delegation are discussing the digitalization of the banking system in Iraq. Now, I'm not going to cover this in detail right now, but put a little sidebar in your notes. Sidebar, digitalization. And we'll cover that a little deeper in just a second. But for right now, look at this article. Yeah, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the European delegation are discussing the digitalization of the banking system in Iraq. And I say to you in the blue up on top, from the four rivers to digitalization of currency, revelations is coming. Yeah, and if you understand what I mean by that, the book of the holy book in the book of Revelation, it talks about a one world currency. That's not an issue right now with Iraq. That's not an issue right now with our study of the monetary reform of the Iraqi dinar. But this is something that we will talk about before the night is over with. Next article. Final article number 3027. Iraq will complete the drilling of dozens of oil wells during the first half of the year of 2023. Iraq will complete the drilling of dozens of oil wells during the first half of the year of 2023. Family, did you see what Saudi Arabia is saying about the drilling for oil? They're cutting back. Did you see what Russia says about drilling for oil? They're cutting back. You see what knucklehead Biden is saying about drilling for oil in America? He choked it and killed it. You think that Iran is going to stop? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Do you think that Iraq is going to stop drilling for oil? No. What do you think that's going to do to the value of the Iraqi dinar? Yeah. Peggy, thank you for your financial contribution. I'm humbled and I'm grateful. Thank you very much. You help a lot of people. Thank you, Peggy. No. In fact, as you look at the article, what do I say to you in blue? Iraq will complete the drilling of dozens of oil wells during the first half of the year. Okay, fine and dandy. And you know what it's going to do? It's going to explode the monetary reform. Nobody else wants to drill for oil. Iran tried to steal an American oil tanker today. They shot a missile at the tanker. Their missiles are such crackerjack nonsense. It ricocheted off of the big ship. But still, when the Americans showed up with their massive ships, there go the cowards. There goes Iran. Arr, 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 arr. And their little, Skipper and Gilligan little boat. They're little cowards. They're like little kids. They go up to you and they kick you in the ankle, and you look down, and I mean, oh my, I can't do anything about this. It's a little punk. Stop it. Stop kicking me in the ankles. But even these little punks can be very, very treacherous. And they're trying to stop the monetary reform. They want to continue to steal inside of Iraq. They refuse to use the dinar. They only use the American dollar. Sorry, you're fired. Sorry, you're shut down. Sorry, you're closed. Sorry, you lost your license. And that's the power of what's going on right now with our monetary reform. Because nothing will happen without a new exchange rate. And how do you get the new exchange rate? By controlling those that want to control the new exchange rate. Whew. That statement gave me chills. Yeah. Yeah, everybody can stop producing oil. Iraq will continue to do it, and it's just going to drive the value of the dinar crazy, which is good for us. Final article number 3028. Iraq thanks Iran for its supportive position. What? We just talked about this. What? Notice the sequence of our articles. Notice how we highlight them for you to understand what we want to highlight, what we want to bring out as an important point. So the next article that I show you after that last one, Iraq thanks Iran for its supportive position. And what do I say? Iran has no choice but to be, what's that say? Capitulate. Iraq has no choice but to capitulate. If you don't know what the word means, look it up in Google. Sudani wants to work with Iran. He's already told them so. All they have to do is stop using the American dollar and use the dinar, but they refuse. Today, Sudani he fired 50 companies. 50 companies that were all mainly Iranian influence, and he shut them all down. Why? Because they refuse to use the Iraqi dinar and they keep using the American dollar. Shut them down. I mean, that was devastating for Iran. I mean, boom, 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 boom. Every source that they had to steal the Iraqi dinar is being shut down. And if we're coming out with a new exchange rate, these cockroaches are going to be very vicious. But the good leaders in Iraq, Sudani and Alak, are doing a wonderful job. Eddie, is that Eddie from Florida?
Uh-huh.
That's Eddie from Florida, the cook down in Florida. How you doing, Ed? Huh?
Buckeye balls.
The Buckeye ball guy. Hey, Eddie. Thank you kindly, my dear brother. Thank you. You help many people, and I appreciate you, Eddie. Yeah, Iran has no choice but to capitulate, to be obedient. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. How about yes, master? Okay, yes, master. Because that's what it's going to boil down to. Iran, you blew it. And then today you blew it even further, and you lost even more power inside of Iraq. Hoorah! Or I should say, Ura to Sudani. This is exciting. What is the title of our UB2B? Nothing will happen without a new exchange rate. How do you get the new exchange rate? By removing those that want to control the exchange rate in the wrong manner. And Sudani's doing that on a daily basis. Alan Newton, thank you kindly for your financial contribution. Humbled, grateful, and thank you for helping many people. Thank you. I like this article. And notice the sequence, how we're bringing them to you. Let's see what the next one says. You want to? Okay. Final article number 3029. Well, it turns out that the Prime Minister is saying that Iraq's ascension, Peg, I should say, Veach. Peg Veach. Thank you for your financial contribution. God bless you. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. Final article number 3029. Sudani is saying that Iraq's ascension to the World Trade Organization contributes to the development of the financial and banking system. Those are interesting words. Sudani, you picked the right. Sudani, nothing will happen without what? The new exchange rate. Sudani, you are part of the World Trade Organization now? Yes, we are. Something's wrong. What do you mean something's wrong, Frank? What are you talking about? You're part of the World Trade Organization? Yes. You told the citizens of Iraq that? Yes. You told the economic reform? You told everybody that's pouring into your country about it? Yes. What's wrong, Frank? Well, that's what I'm asking. Something's wrong. Nothing's wrong, Frank. Sudani, something is seriously wrong. And ladies and gentlemen, when I get to the part when I talk to you about what Walking Stick and I want to talk to you about, we will talk about this. That's your second sidebar. Your second sidebar, WTO. So, the good guy, Sudani, is telling the Iraqi citizens that they are now part of the WTO. And I say, oh, heck yeah, KTFA family, WTO Ascension helps to develop the trade. But notice, they tell you in this case, it helps Iraq financial and banking system. In other words, it helps the monetary reform. Good gosh almighty, Sudani. What does the WTO have to do with the financial banking system of your country? Not much. But because we've joined it, the monetary reform is going to appreciate it and benefit from it. But nothing will happen, Sudani, until you... we know, Frank. Well, that's what I was trying to tell you, buddy. Something's wrong. You're part of the WTO, right? Yes, we are. And you don't have a new exchange rate yet? We don't have to have one, Frank. But your currency has to be tradable. Frank, what, Sudani? Shh. It's coming. I know it's coming. Paul Campbell, thank you for your... and Susan Mashkoff, I hope I'm saying that right. Huh?
Yeah.
Mashkoff. Paul and Susan, thank you for your financial contribution. God bless you both. Thank you very, very much. Peg, all of you. God bless you. I mean, I like this, and that's why it's the second of our sidebars that we're going to talk deeply about this in a little bit. But it's good to see the article. And I mean, there he is. There's his picture. And he's telling everybody we're part of the WTO now. And I say to you, family, this is fantastic because ascension to the WTO helps to develop the trade in Iraq. That's good. But notice in this case, they tell you that this ascension is helping the financial and banking system. Well, of course it is. It's because of the monetary reform that will benefit with a new exchange rate soon. The article is beautifully highlighted. Claire, I'm sorry I don't have the time to go through all of this, but you did a wonderful job in highlighting it. Yeah, thank you. Next article. Final article number 3030. Final article number 3030. Al-Sudani directs Al-Fadim and Al-Rashid Bank to grant loans to this group. What group? Iraqi citizens, students, the youth, the generation that is coming. And that's what this article is about. I found it interesting because the Iraqi citizens are being told by Sudani, by the CBI, we got you covered. You want to buy a car? We got your money. Want to buy a house? We'll lend it to you. How is all this possible? Because we're going to have a new exchange rate very soon. Sudani tells Rafadim and Rashid Beg to grant loans to these groups. And I tell you up on top, the two leaders of Iraq, Sudani and Alak, meet to grant loans to the youth of Iraq for the future of their reforms. Beautiful. Beautiful. Again, Claire, I'm very proud of you. Well done. The way you highlighted it, especially the red parts. I like that. Final article number 3031. Prime Minister, have you noticed the pattern yet? Prime Minister Sudani says, the corrupt, yeah, what about Iran? The corrupt are lurking. Yeah, I know something else that lurks on this planet Earth, roaming the earth, looking for anything to devour. What about it, Sudani? What about the corrupt that are lurking? The corrupt are lurking to steal public money. We just said that, didn't we? We just said that, didn't we, family? The corrupt are lurking to steal public money, and they must be confronted. Yes! What's the title of our UB2B tonight? Nothing will happen without the new exchange rate. How do you get the new exchange rate? The Prime Minister Sudani tells the Iraqi citizens the corrupt are lurking to steal the public money and they must be confronted. And I would like to paraphrase that. Before we give you what we've been promising you, or they will steal that too. Yeah. Yeah. How true. I think you're getting the gist of our conference call for tonight. And what do I say in return? I say, Sudani is cutting to the chase by cutting Iranian corruption that wants to contribute, that wants to continue stealing the nation's currency. I'm sorry, man, that's enough, says Sudani. You can't do that no more. You can't be a parasite in my country. Nothing's going to happen in my country without the new exchange rate. Because everything that we've told the citizens of Iraq, none of it makes sense without the new exchange rate. And we can't bring out the new exchange rate until we deal with you, corrupt, thieves, murderers. And I decided that this was so important, we made the whole article red. The whole article red, because this is the core of what we're trying to teach you. Let's read it. Let's read it. Al-Sudani confirmed today, Tuesday, that the corrupt are waiting to steal public money and they must be confronted. Sudani, during today's council session, told the Mazwazini News, there is a group, and we know who they are, there is a group of corrupt people waiting to pounce on the financial allocations. In other words, Iranians want to steal the monetary reform that I'm establishing. There is a group of corrupt people waiting to pounce on the financial allocations as it did with the explosive budget of the states previously. All the budgets we've had before, they stole from us before. And you know that, Iraqi citizens, and I'm trying my best to clean this up. As they did previously. And they are the ones, you know who they are, Iraqi citizens? They are the ones that talk about charity and combating corruption, but they are the corrupt. They are the corrupt. And all of these ministers, they must follow the procedures firsthand to prevent a loophole that is being implemented by the corrupt. And that loophole was our banking structure. It was the auctions. And you know that, Iraqi citizens, and you know where we're at with that now. He added, Sudani says, we directed the competent security services to track down all pillars of corruption and follow them by all means, hunt their asses down, and to confront corruption and attempts to dwarf the implementation of the government's programs. You ain't going to stop monetary reform. To dwarf our government programs and economic reforms. Monetary reform, economic reform. And this is a legit and legal responsibility. Man, this is good stuff from a good man for good citizens of Iraq to protect them from the not so good neighbors, Iran, that has prevented the monetary reform for decades. Nothing will happen without a new exchange rate. And how do you get the new exchange rate? By controlling those that want to control the new exchange rate and use it in a illegal manner. Final article number 3020, I'm sorry. Final article number 3032. Mawazin publishes the full decision of the Council of Ministers. So the media publishes the full discussions of the councils of ministers. What do you think that they're talking about, family? What do you think these councils of ministers and Sudani is talking about? They're talking about what we are talking about tonight. Nothing will happen without a new exchange rate. And you don't get a new exchange rate until you get rid of the corrupt. What do I say in blue? Sudani makes it very clear who the corrupt are. Very clear. And this article, beautiful, broken down, gives you step by step. It brings you 5 points. I love this part. He presented to the ministers today that we need to remove from their directory the issue of vacations or end the working hours. These people have more holidays than they do working days. That's ridiculous. And Sudani doesn't want that no more because we're not getting things done. Parliament doesn't have to show up, but his cabinet is who he's talking to. We now go to the next page. One more. I think we have one more to go. Final article number 3033. To pump new blood. What's the title of your UB2B? Nothing will happen without the new exchange rate. The new exchange rate is new blood. It's the blood that is being transfused into the Iraqi citizens to have security, stability, value to their currency, their HCL rights, safety, etc., etc. And once again, the leader, the prime minister, to pump new blood. Al-Sudani is making changes in security positions. What do I say to you in blue? Once again, Sudani demonstrates he is in full control of Iraq. When you read this article, family, you're going to find out what he's talking about, how he wants to bring in new blood into Iraq. You know what it is? The monetary and economic reform. Please enjoy that article. Oh, it looks like we have one more. Final article number 3034. The Security Commission launches its own strategy during the current month. And I say, from the security commissions to the new national currency, the world is awaiting the monetary reform. They're saying in this article that the volume of trading and business that took place in the first half of the current world is good, but it remains below the level of ambition. We are working to increase the activities of the Iraqi market for securities. The authority is in the process of launching, you hear all that? Of launching a joint strategy for the markets and the security commissions during the current month, which will bring solutions to some of the existing problems. And that would be financial problems for the citizens, and resolving the issue of the Security Commission law and sending it to the State Council after the last agreement. And that's for the Iraqi dinar to be able to float internationally. Final article number 3035. An Iraqi proposal to deal in Iraq, an Iraqi proposal to deal in dinars instead of dollars with Iran. What were we just talking about? What were we just talking about? Let's read this again. This is from Sudani. An Iraqi proposal, a Sudani proposal, to deal in dinars instead of dollars with Iran. What were we just talking about? Why were those 50 companies all fired, closed down today? Because they were Iranian jerks that refused to use the dinar. Instead, they used the American dollar. Sudani went in there and says, you're all shut down. You're all fired. You're all out of here. Goodbye. Don't let the door hit you where the sun don't shine. And I say to this, Sudani and Allah, protect the new national currency from Iranian corruption. Ura. Beautiful article. So, once again, what is the title of our UB2B? Nothing will happen without the new exchange rate. And how do you get the new exchange rate? By protecting the new national currency, the new national exchange rate from Iran. It's that simple. It's nothing new. It's a fact. Oh, hold on. Looks like we have what? No, we have two more. Oh my goodness, hang in there. If you have something to do, go ahead and go. It's okay. If you're busy. Oh, almost 1,700 of you. Welcome. God bless all of you. Final article number 3036. Parliamentary finance explains parliamentary finance. That's the Iranian jerks. Parliamentary finance explains the reason for amending some paragraphs of the budget. Hey, Parliament finance. Yes? Shut up. So this article is telling you that Parliament Finance wants to be a Budinsky again and say, well, we can explain why Sudani wants to change some of the paragraphs in the budget. To which I say, Iran, shut up. And in the blue quote, I say, Sudani's on it. Sudani's on it. Sudani's got the budget. He's got it. Don't worry about it. Ain't none of your business, Parliamentary Finance. None of your business. We blew this up in red large so that you can see this. Prime Minister Sudani said during the council session yesterday, Tuesday, that we will review the articles of the budget that have been amended. You got that, Parliament Finance? You got that? You got that? Did you hear what Sudani says? I'm looking it over. I am dissecting the budget. I am making any changes, any amendments, anything that needs to be done. I am doing it. Not you, Parliament Finance, Iranian influenced politician jerks that I'm firing and kicking out of my country left and right. Why? Because nothing will happen until we have the new exchange rate. And I'm protecting it from you idiots on a daily basis. Okay. Final article, and I think, this is definitely the last one. Final article number 3037. The Republic of Iraq joined the Egmont group of financial intelligence units. You notice the sequence of these articles, how we put them together so that they make sense one after the other? This is the last article that I have for you today. Egmont? Am I reading that correctly? Do you know what Egmont is, family? Do you know what this agency does? The Republic of Iraq joined the Egmont Group of Financial Intelligence Units. You think Iran is happy about this? Oh, you got Egmont helping you over there, huh, Iraq? Is that right, Sudani? You got Egmont, huh? Oh, crap. Yeah. You think Iran wants this? Nothing is going to happen without the new exchange rate until you control those that want to control the exchange rate in an evil manner. My goodness. Oh, look at there. Kathy Robb is saying, I know what it stands for. What's it stand for? Security. Yeah, security. Whoa, well, good for you. Johnny Ringo says, can you please enlighten me? Well, Johnny Ringo, Kathy Robb says, it's for security. Yeah, it's for security, okay? Write it down. Write down. What? You need a pen? There you go. Write down. And nothing will happen without the new exchange rate. What does the new exchange rate need? What does it need, Kathy Robb? Security against Iran. Oh, look at Night Dragon. I really thank you. And Kathy answers it again. You go, girl. I do have to drink. Hold on. And I say to you, the Republic of Iraq joined the Egmont. I mean, that gives me chills. They got Interpol. They got our American troops. Their troops are really up to date now at the state of the art. You got Egmont too. Do you have the Foreign Legion there by any chance? Good grief. I'll bring the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. I'll help. I say, and you thought that Sudani was wasting time. The budget and the reforms need this protection that Sudani is establishing. Within days, Iraq ascends from the WTO to the Egmont Group? Are you serious? Sudani, are you serious? You're that good of a leader? You are protecting the reforms before you expose the reforms? Sudani, where's the budget? Where's the budget? We're supposed to have the budget on Monday. Where's the budget? I'm protecting it, Frank. I know you are. I'm proud of you, dude. And you're protecting it by changing stuff, aren't you? Yeah. Does it have anything to do with the money in the budget? Not one dinar. What'd you say? Not one dinar. Wait. I just got through saying we're protecting we're protecting the new exchange rate. You're protecting the exchange rate. Yes. You're not protecting the national currency? No. Well, who is? Many other agencies, Frank, from the U.S. Treasury to Egmont. Oh. Well, thank you very much. That's brilliant. Yeah. So what are you doing with the budget? Reading it carefully. Is Parliament Finance making changes? No. Are Iranian politicians making changes in the budget? No. You're making changes? I mean, you could say that. And you're not changing anything as far as the 64 trillion dinars? No. You're changing the wording. Yep. Like the exchange rate? THEEXCH. When you read this article, and thank you once again, Claire, for highlighting it so beautifully. The Republic of Iraq joined the Egmont Group of Financial Intelligence Units. And, and Iran is like, ugh. And I say to you, and you thought that Sudani was wasting time? The budget and the reforms need this type of protection that Sudani is establishing. Within days, Iraq ascended from the WTO to the Egmont Group. And this is all for the reforms, for the new national currency, for the new exchange rate for the new national currency. If you don't know what Egmont is, you should look it up and then smile like a Cheshire cat. It is worth noting that the Egmont Group provides support to its member countries through, and then boom, 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 boom. It's got a whole list of all of the things that they do. Please check it out when you have time. So, that's the first part of our study for tonight. The second part of our study for tonight is what our Firefly has to say. Eddie. Can you send me a picture from the screen? Okay. We can help me with this. XRP paired with the Iraqi dinar on Forex today. Go ahead and check. That's interesting. I'm sorry. Well, yes. Now we're going to go see what Eddie brought in. I was with you on Monday, so we're looking for Tuesday, right? Okay. Tuesday. Yesterday was, that was yesterday. Monday and yesterday. Here we go. So let's look at what Eddie has to say starting from yesterday at 7 in the morning. Oh, Stephanie Ellis, that's so sweet of you. You say it's excellent information. We take pride in that. And I want you to take our study to God in prayer so that God can help you with understanding what we want to say to you. Thank you very much. Oh, look at that. Diane Wade. You looked up the definition for Egmont. The Egmont Group provides FIUs with a platform to securely exchange expertise and financial intelligence to combat money laundering, terrorist financing, and associated prededicate crimes, and associated prededicate crimes. And that's why I said that Iran is going, ah. This is just another, this is like a Sherman tank, being parked outside in front of the CBI. You want a mess? Come on. This is like putting a Hollister in front of it as well, too. This is great protection because nothing will happen without the new exchange rate. Family, they were supposed to open the budget on Monday. They didn't. Why? Because we don't have the exchange rate yet. There's a lot of confusion. And that confusion is confusing you. But everything that is confusing will become crystal clear with a new exchange rate. And you know that. And that's why you're excited. And that's why you're anticipating. Yesterday, 7:32 in the morning, the television is warning us on the news today about fake humanitarian projects. You see, the reason why I read you Eddie's report, because we have so much information from him. And I can read most of it. I read about 70% of it to you. He gives us a lot of information that are not found in articles that other sites, other gurus, they don't have. And this is good to know. Check it out. The television is warning us on the news today about fake humanitarian projects. They're telling us not to be taken by this scam. They're claiming to be a part of the electronic wallet from the CBI. I'll just leave it at that. You see, like, that's something you don't know about yet, do you? You don't know about the electronic wallet, do you? Continuing. The framework, boo, all together, ready? The framework, boo, will hold a meeting with Sudani in coming days on rejection of articles by the government that are in the budget, and also to dismiss deputies that Sudani says that they're not doing their jobs. They're not being responsible. It looks like the budget is being political, Mr. Frank. Second report, 10 in the morning. We now see a delegation from the European leaders in Iraq meeting with the deputy prime minister. And this foreign minister is in a discussion about the digitalization. He's in a discussion about the digitalization of Iraqi banks. Aw, Maria. Does that say Maria? Yeah, Maria Arandia. Thank you, Maria, for your financial contribution. God bless you. Look at the little hearts floating up. That's so cool. I like that. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for helping so many. Continuing. Also, Mr. Frank, on Iraqia Channel 1, the television news is saying there is a very big oil cuts that are coming from OPEC, all the way from Saudi Arabia. They're going to cut production by 1 million barrels to drive up the price of oil. That's not going to bother us, Mr. Frank. It's actually going to help us. Also, the television says for the financial and banking achievements made is the main reason why Iraq made the ascension to the WTO. Did you catch that? Did you catch that? So they're telling them that, look at here, the reason why we're in the WTO is because we made some amazing advancements in our financial and banking. In other words, in our monetary reform. Okay, that's good. You better believe it's good. Continuing. Third report, 12:30 in the afternoon. Now the television is showing Sudani meeting the framework officials right now. They're talking about the ministers who have failed their jobs. It looks like Sudani is going to give it to them really good, Mr. Frank. We're anxious to see how many people he gets rid of that are causing trouble, because we know very well that the holdup is Iran. Fourth report, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sudani is firing ministers on site. I mean, boom, 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 boom. He's firing ministers on site for their corruption. And yes, Sudani filing appeals to the Supreme Court over the budget. And he said it's mainly due to the same people that are in charge of the budget projects are the same ones who have been stealing from Iraq for years. He doesn't specifically say Iran, but we know who he's talking about, Mr. Frank, and we are so happy because we know that once he feels that that's under control, we will have what we want. Fifth, sixth report from yesterday, 7 p.m. in the evening. Mr. Frank Sudani just said in the news, he's saying that the next 6 months will be pivotal for the government of Iraq. So that was all of his reports, and I responded to him to all of his reports. And as you can see, it's a long response that I have to him. So let's kick back and relax and let me. It's long, and it continues and it continues and it continues. It continues. It continues. Yeah, that's long. Okay, here we go. So based on what I just read to you, this is what I said to him. Sorry it took me so long to respond, Eddie. It's been a busy day for me. But your wallet is part of the monetary reform. You can read more about it in your files. That's why the monetary reform education is teaching you to be very careful. Don't let anybody mess with your new wallet. Don't let any scammers tell you different than what they've already shown you. Also, Eddie, the budget has been political for years, for decades. It is the exchange rate. That is the part of the revaluation of the monetary reform. And that is the important part for you and I. Notice how Sudani is not letting anyone steal the Iraqi dinar anymore. Now, concerning the digitalization of your currency, that is part of Iraq's international future. And take note of the word future. Digitalization will not be important for you in this monetary reform, nor in the present, but it will make a big difference for your country down the road. They want to make the world a cashless society, and that's what these meetings are about. But that cashless society is far down the road for you. It is not just Saudi Arabia, Eddie, but Russia is also cutting back on oil production. But this is only going to help your national currency once it starts to float, because oil is your number one product that the world wants from your country. It will drive the value of your currency very quickly. And yes, Eddie, they are correct. The reason why you are part of the WTO now is because of the success of the monetary reform, bringing success to the economic form through the CBI, through the GOI, and that is now going to collect taxes from your citizens, from your imports and exports, which is a requirement of the WTO. Not only that, but your currency must be free of any restrictions. It must be able to float. It must be tradable. These things are not happening yet, but they are about to. And it is now in the position to do exactly that. That's why Iraq now belongs to the WTO. Your currency, Eddie, is about to leave your borders very soon. Once the budget is well organized by Sudani and Sudani feels comfortable to release it completely, your national currency, your new national exchange rate will cause the float. And with oil being very hard to get, it's only going to cause your national currency to explode very quickly. The WTO membership, Eddie, is huge. It is a huge indicator that your reforms have been successful and that you are soon to enter the international world. Pay attention. Soon. You are not there yet. I know they told you you are a member of the WTO, but that does not mean that we have the new exchange rate yet. Indeed, Eddie, Sudani is meeting with the framework because they are a bunch of idiots, and he has to put them in their place. Sudani is protecting your budget from the thieves of Iran. These cockroaches will always try to figure out a way how to steal the Iraqi dinar. Sudani and Allah are great leaders, and they are doing everything possible to prevent Iran from doing what they always have done to you in the past decades, to steal from you. The international community that is pouring into Iraq for the economic reform is watching. They are watching what Sudani is doing against this Iran terrorism, and they are very pleased. That's why the WTO is also very pleased and saying, you are now members. Finally, Sudani is like my President Trump telling everybody, you're fired. You're fired. And you're fired too. Everybody from Iran, you're fired. Isn't that great, Eddie? Now, as far as Sudani saying that the next 6 months will be pivotal for Iraq, it's because the first 6 months of the year were to establish the economic and monetary reform, and both of these reforms are about to kick in for the second half of the year. You understand? Finally, Eddie, hold on a second. Was it 2 people? Robin. Thank you, Robin, for your financial contribution. Who else? Robin. Patsy. Here, let me have that. Patsy Fox. Thank you. And Robin twice. Thank you for your financial contribution. So I'll say it again. Robin, thank you for your financial contribution twice. And finally, Eddie, I'm very pleased to see Sudani kicking out the jerks from Iran that are interfering with the budget, because they're the same idiots that have been stealing all of these years and decades via the auction and the budget. Just like in the United States, that we need to get rid of those same idiots that stole the election by stealing the votes. Anyways, and we're sending your files, and then okay, then he sends this at 8:05 in the morning today. We have a big story. There's a big story on the news about pushing the digital today. They're saying that it enhances security. It makes us carry less cash, so there's less robberies and less of counterfeiting. All of this is telling us a roundabout way for citizens to be safer. They also are encouraging us, please use the POS devices along with your wallet. That will protect you. Television says Parliament will come back next week. Sudani is making changes to some of the security sites, Mr. Frank. We're excited about that. Sudani says that they are continuing to put in the internet through space satellites, and also continue correcting what was corrupt. Today, 125. Parliament Finance is saying, Parliament Finance, all together now, ready? Parliament Finance is saying there are paragraphs in the budget that need amendment and will be addressed on Tuesday. Did you see that? Did you catch that? Look at Parliament is saying, there's some language, there's some words that need amending. Anything about the money? No. Nothing about the accounting? No. Nothing about, not one single dinar you don't want to complain and change about in the budget. No. What do you want to change? Some stuff in the budget. Mr. Frank, the television says that the Minister of Interior is saying 50 companies are being arrested right now, and they're being held accountable for violating laws about the dollar sales instead of the dinar. The television is saying that Iraq has asked Iran to deal in dinars, not in dollars, to stop it. They want to do business with Iran in dinars. Here, I'll show you all of that. So there's the 50 companies that were shut down by Sudani today. There's big oil deals that are at stake. with Iran, and they told Iran, you better stop using the dollar. They refused to stop it, so he closed 50 of their companies, of their money exchangers. I tell him the following from what I just showed you. So now I respond to him again with another long response. So let's kick back and relax and see what it is that I told him. Dang. Dang. Hold on. How they doing, Tank?
Good.
Oh, lunchbox. That's a question that everybody constantly asks. It's the same answer every time that I give it. So just keep listening. You'll catch on. So yeah, Iraq wants to do business with Iran. Then I say, thank you for the report, Eddie. Your country, like I told you yesterday, is headed towards a digital cashless society, but that's far down the road. I don't want you to worry about that issue. And they told you it's to protect you Iraqi citizens. Okay, but in reality, it's to protect the new national currency that is about to come out from the terrorist acts of Iran. You see, Sudani knows Iran will always be a problem, and he constantly has to protect the citizens and your new national currency and your new national exchange rate from the thieves of Iran. Now, as far as Parliament saying that they're coming back next week, big deal. Who cares? Those are the Iranian politicians that Sudani is guarding you against. This so-called Iranian parliament politicians say that they want to change the paragraph in the budget. They're a bunch of idiots. They're only saying that because Sudani said on Monday that he wanted to make changes, so they stick their butts where it shouldn't be. That's why you see Sudani making all kinds of changes to the security sites in your country. Sudani is a good leader, Eddie. He is not taking any of the nonsense from Iran that has been handicapping your country for decades. Now, concerning your internet, your internet that Sudani keeps talking to you about, understand, Eddie, that the internet is also to fight against Iranian terrorism in your country and to expedite both of your reforms because soon your country will have to travel at the speed of the internet in order for your currency to float internationally. Does that make sense to you, Eddie? In fact, the 50 companies, Eddie, that were just arrested today came about because of the speed of the internet. The CBI was able to see what they were doing on time, whereas before, these types of banks and exchange outlets would just take advantage of you Iraqi citizens. But they can't anymore, can they? And the internet is playing a big part in that. The things that Sudani is doing is only making the monetary reform stronger for you. And when it finally comes out, and in the process, Sudani is weakening Iran's grip on your country. In fact, Sudani, again, told Iran to stop using the American dollar, stupid, or suffer the consequences. And what would those consequences be, Eddie? That Sudani will not do any business in the economic reform with Iran. And Iran is begging Sudani, please give us business right now. Yes, Mr. Frank, that is so true. You're absolutely right in what you're saying. We are standing fast. We are not going to protest. We will continue to wait. Then, as we were talking, family, as we were talking, this just came in. Frank, okay, so this is from Neil. Frank, Eddie says that the television said that the dollar exchange rate will decrease. What happens when the dollar exchange rate decreases? The Iraqi dollar increases. Was this not what they promised last Monday? But they couldn't. Why? Because nothing will happen without the new exchange rate that will allow it to increase. So this just came in. Listen, Eddie says, I'll show it to you. So, listen, Eddie says, the television said that the dollar exchange rate will decrease after Iraq catches, and arrest all those responsible persons for the illegal trade of parallel markets in making the dollar rise. Wow. This is a summary of our whole UB2B for tonight. Wow, this just came in. So there it is. There it is. I mean, I just spent over an hour talking to you, and Sudani just summarized it in 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, he summarized it. Eddie says that Sudani says on TV that the dollar exchange rate will decrease as soon as he catches, oh man, as soon as he catches and arrests the ones that are responsible for the illegal trade. And what is, oh no, we're frozen. Testing 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Not frozen.
Hold on, family. My screens just froze. Allow me to hit rewind. Rewind. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay. Did you see that, though? My screen was frozen. You saw it? I apologize, family, that I stopped there, but my screen was frozen. So, yeah, look at this. So Eddie is telling us that Sudani is telling the Iraqi citizens, you're going to get an increase in your exchange rate and a decrease in the dollar rate as soon as I'm done arresting and busting all of these Iranian jerks. They're the ones that were stealing before. You don't think they're going to steal after we raise the value? What is the title of our UB2B? Nothing will happen without the new exchange rate. And how do you get the new exchange rate? By controlling those that want to control the new exchange rate illegally. And who is that? Iran. And what did Sudani just tell the Iraqi citizens as we were talking? I don't think it was while we were talking. I think this was earlier. Eddie says that the TV says, Sudani says that the dollar exchange rate will decrease after Iraq catches and arrests the responsible persons for the illegal trade of parallel marking in making the dollar rise. Now, granted, because of Eid and the holidays, it did go up, but they made it go up tremendously. It's ridiculous. The 1300, they took it up again to a ridiculous number in the streets in the parallel rate. And Sudani says, you can't do that. In fact, you're out of here. You're fired. Get out of here. Oh, man, I'm going to call him Little Trump. You're fired. Yeah. There's more that came in while we were talking. Also, the television said that they caught owners of malls and local businesses charging rent in dollars. And they arrested them too. It sounds like they are putting a stop to all of this corruption and making sure that everyone is dealing in dinars. They're not playing. They're not playing. He said they're not playing. Sudani don't play that, man. Sudani making changes today in personnel in all high security positions. There's a big meeting today between Iraq and Kuwait on joint oil fields. It's on the news right now. Wow. Let me at least show you that. So there you go, family. There is Sudani telling the Iraqis, That's a second thing that Sudani is telling the Iraqi citizens that we told you tonight, that we studied and talked about tonight. These are the things that you will not see in articles. You will not find these things in articles, and that's why it's important that we share with you what or excuse me, what our Firefly has to say that's happening from over there. And I believe that's everything. Yep, that's it. Hang in there with me. Now, ladies and what time is it? It's okay. Maybe I can finish up by 7:30. Now, family, what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk to you um, with walking stick in mind. We all know that the WTO is established, family, to help countries to with their imports and their exports. And we also know that one of the requirements in order to join the WTO is that they need to collect taxes. Well, we've already seen the evidence in the articles that they're telling the citizens that they're about to do that. Okay. We also know that the dinar must not have any restrictions on it whatsoever. We know that it must be a tradable currency. It must be tradable so that it can grow internationally in a golly. Okay, it looks like it stopped on my end. Let me continue. So my question to you, family, there are no restrictions on the Iraqi dinar? Yes, there are. It's still, you look it up on the CBI website, it's still a program rate. That's a sanctioned rate that has restrictions on it. So the Iraqi dinar is in position to trade internationally when they put it on Forex. Now, we do have some information today, but it just came in about some pairing of the Iraqi dinar. But those of you that are going to be using it to trade and buy and sell with, that will be using Forex, the stock exchange, whatever, why don't you do some homework? Scan the skies and look at the rate because it's bouncing all over the place. I believe that the Iraqi dinar is being put into position to go to Forex, to go into international platforms without restrictions. But family, they didn't open the 64 trillion budget on Monday because they don't have the exchange rate yet. I'd like to ask a question. When are they going to make all of this make sense? When, all of our studies that we study together, every Monday and Wednesday, inside of our forum, inside of Premium, when are they going to make everything make sense? Why is it that it looks like they have put the cart before the horse? In many of these things are confusing. They seem not to make sense. They do, but if you remember on Monday, I told you Walking Six said about the budget as we were looking at it. This is weird. Remember that? This is unusual. Remember that? And the reason why is because there is no exchange rate to calculate all that we were seeing. They have to have an international tradable currency at whatever rate. I know Vietnam has a very low rate, and I already told you why. Stupid China. I already told you why. We don't need to compare that any longer. Why is it that Iraq, also a low rate, joining the WTO, is not showing us that they are a tradable currency? If they're on the WTO, then you're tradable. If you're on the WTO, then you have no sanctions on you. That's a fact. Nothing will happen without the new exchange rate. You can tell them that they're in the WTO, but it ain't happening until you introduce the new exchange rate, Sudani, CBI. They have to have an international tradable currency at whatever rate. I don't care what the rate is. And we don't have that yet. That's why you haven't seen the budget yet, because they can't show it to you yet. Sudani, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, is buying time for the new exchange rate. Nothing will happen without the new exchange rate. Where does the new exchange rate come from? The CBI. CBI, are you happy with the floor of the CBI? Nope, still too dirty. Sudani, in my opinion, is buying time, family, and right now he's studying that budget. He's buying time for the new exchange rate, and the rate change will come from the CBI, and the money change, the money changers, the bad people, they need to be arrested. They need to be removed. You saw exactly word for word what Sudani just told the Iraqi citizens. You'll read it in an article probably tomorrow. Sudani's buying time for the new rate change to come out, in my opinion. And that rate change will come from the CBI. And after we have all these thieves removed exactly the way Sudani just explained it. When we see Egmont, I mean, Egmont is a big deal. Egmont is a big step in removing these terrorists. Egmont is a big step to the IQD to find a safe place against the terrorists that are misusing the exchange rate, the new national currency. Kazemi is in prison, I told you already, a former prime minister. This prime minister said, you're busted. Here's the proof. Go to jail. The money changers. You're busted. The banks that Iranian politicians own, you're busted. You read what Eddie just told us. We got some big hotels here, and they've just been shut down because they refuse to charge in dinars. They're only paying them in dollars for the room. Sudani shut them all down. Sudani ain't playing that no more. So Sudani don't play that. Iranian politicians, money exchangers, Kazemi, all of these and more have to be taken care of before we see the new exchange rate in order for everything to make sense. Because right now, it's nonsense. And I understand that. I don't look at this and say to myself, oh, it's never going to happen. I look at this and say, yeah, I know it's happening, but doggone it, man. You gotta clean the floor of the CBI. That's all there is to it. Sylvia, thank you for your financial contribution. I'm humbled, I'm grateful. Thank you for helping. Thank you. Sudani right now is challenging the articles in the budget. You know that. He's going over it with a fine-tooth comb. And I told you, he doesn't want to change, he doesn't want to amend anything about the numbers. The exchange rate's got that covered. He wants to change the wording. The wording in the articles in the budget. Sudani is challenging the articles, but these paragraphs in the budget have nothing to do with money. It's the wording in these paragraphs that Sudani wants to change, or is asking for a better clarification, a better definition of exactly what it is that these articles are saying in the budget that Parliament took part of. And he has at least 10 more days, family, in my opinion, to do what he's doing. Because why did Sudani, now listen carefully, Why did Sudani wait for the budget to be published before challenging it? Because, like I told you, in my opinion, I believe that he wanted some wiggle room. He's buying some time for what he's doing right now. He bought himself some time. On Monday, besides the budget being released, exposed, on Monday they were supposed to pay the citizens also as well. But on Monday, they delayed it. Why? Nothing is going to happen without. And on Monday, they delayed paying the citizens until today, Wednesday. Did the citizens get paid today on Wednesday? No. Why? Because nothing will happen without. In order for all of this mess, all of this nonsense to make sense, they say that they are part of the WTO. Well, that only adds to the confusion as far as I'm concerned, because based on a currency that is still not tradable, the WTO membership is impossible. Therefore, everything waits for the new exchange rate. All of us do. Nothing will happen without it. And the minute that they change the rate, everything goes. I was hoping to see the new rate change this Monday with the budget. Remember, I told you, if we have the budget and we have the new exchange rate, what did I say? All heck will break loose. All heck will break loose. Remember I told you that? Did all heck break loose? No. Why? Because nothing will happen without. Okay. And family, I'll tell you something. The more you think about this nonsense that doesn't make any sense, the more it stinks. The more it stinks without the new exchange rate. Go after them, Sudani. Do your thing. You the man. Need help? Go after them. Sudani, if you're going after Kazemi and you already got his behind in jail already, I bet you're going after Malaki. That would be the whole key to all of this. He's the quarterback of trouble. Did a light bulb just come on? Let me turn it off. Wow, okay, that's interesting. Family, as I come to a close for our study for tonight, I want to tell you that they're not stopping the monetary reform, are they? They are progressing with the monetary reform. The budget right now is being looked at by the man who is controlling the monetary and economic reforms to make sure that it's not stolen. Actually, nothing stops with the monetary reform. The WTO is a part of their reforms. Many things are being done right now to bring in this new exchange rate. No, there's no new exchange rate yet. But there is a reason why. We just don't know the full reason yet. I love, again, the fact that Sudani has taken full control. He's firing and by the way, firing a financial supervisor. You'll read about that tomorrow. Besides everybody else that we talked about tonight that he's fired, everything else that he's closed down, tomorrow you're going to read about how Sudani has fired a financial supervisor. I won't tell you his name just yet, but he fired a financial supervisor of the GOI. Sudani said that he would fire anyone in parliament that was corrupt, anyone in his cabinet that was corrupt. He's firing internally. Well, well, Bob's your uncle too, then, okay? Okay. Fire them all. I don't care. Sudani is being the leader. Sudani is, oh, by the way, this financial supervisor that you'll read about tomorrow, that Sudani just fired, he fired him because of one of the budget's articles. As he was fine combing the budget, he comes across and he says, wait a minute, what's this? This money was supposed to be invested in this. Instead, this money is, wait, who did this? He did. that financial supervisor, you're fired. I love it. Because the more firing, the closer we get to the new national currency, the new national exchange rate. And he told them today, look, as soon as I'm done arresting these guys, as soon as I'm done busting them, the exchange rate of the American dollar is going to go down. Automatically, the Iraqi dinar exchange rate goes up. Teeter totter. Yeah, it's not about the money in the budget. It's about the wording that these thieves established in the budget that they thought they were going to get away with. I think I want to stop now. It's 7:30 on the dot. Pretty good, huh? I hope you learned something tonight. I will leave you with one final thing from Walking Stick as I say goodbye to you. And as I say goodbye to you, know that I pray for all of you. I ask you to pray for us. Support each other. Call each other on the phone. Visit each other. Thank you, T-Ball, for your financial contribution. For all of you that helped us financially, you're helping people, and we appreciate you. You helped my wife and I as well, too. And I thank you. You learned a lot tonight. And I think that what you learned was very positive, very encouraging. If I can be of any help to you, my name is Frank. I go by Frank26 on the internet. My phone number is 419-283-2552. My phone number is 419-283-2552. If I don't answer, just leave a message. I'll get back with you. We deal with close to 100 calls on a daily basis. If it's a slow day, it's about 50 calls. And then there's texts, PMs, emails, smoke signals. But we respond to almost everybody. The only ones I don't respond to are the ones that are asking me for an update or what's the rate. Do you want to answer a phone, Tink?
No.
No caller ID. There's an example of one that I don't answer. You don't want me to see who it is that's calling me. The odds are you don't want to talk to me in a nice way. Anyways, I'm a registered agent with a licensed broker with the United States Treasury. If you have any need for any currency, well, actually just two currencies, the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong. Those are the only two that my broker sells. I'll be glad to help you. And remember, when you call me, I cannot talk to you the way I'm talking to you right now. This is a public venue. This is a public forum. This is until that freedom, that right, that privilege is taken away from that God-given right for me to express my opinion. Until that's taken away from me, I will continue to express my opinion on this study. But when you call me on the telephone, it is illegal. It is illegal for me to give you any advice on a speculative investment, especially since I'm promoting it and helping with my broker. I don't have the license. My broker has the license. I just do the paperwork. But if I can help you, you're welcome to call me. I'll help you out. The final thing that I will leave you with is this. The book of Revelation in the Bible tells us that we will eventually have a one world government. We will have a one world currency, a cashless society. And we talked about that today. We talked about that today. Iraq is headed in that direction. The whole country is headed in that direction. I'm sorry. The whole world is headed in that direction. De-dollarization. But I don't want you to worry about that right now. And I don't want you to include that in your thoughts, in your study of the Iraqi dinar. Walking Stick and I want you to know de-dollarization is a road of a cashless society for Iraq way down the road. The number one thing right now, the intent is to only use the Iraqi dinar with value. I hope you enjoyed your conference call tonight. God bless all of you. Y'all take care of each other, and I'll see you again on Monday. If there are things that are happening, I've been thinking of doing those, remember in Israel?
YouTube shorts.
Is that what they're called, really?
Yes, shorts.
I got long pants on. What? But Tink wants me to wear shorts.
No,
the
I
ne-
didn't say
you didn't say? Oh, you didn't say that?
That's what they're called.
Oh, that's what they're called. We'll do short UB2Bs because a lot is happening, and I don't like waiting. Because you see, this is what, Wednesday? We got to wait Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days? No. A lot is going to happen in the next 5 days. I think we better say goodbye before this thing blows up. Family,
Bad weather coming.
huh?
Bad weather.
Bad weather's coming in. Yeah, that's right. Y'all take care. God bless. We'll see you again on Monday or on a short UB2B very quickly. Boom, 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 as needed. Y'all take care of each other. God bless. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I did good. I did good, Tink. I did really good. I did really super, really good, Tink. So I really need a cookie.
Okay.
What?
Okay. Egg cookie. One, as in one.
Well, that was too easy.
Just egg cookies. But I don't think you have any cookies left.
I ain't got no more cookies left.
No?
I got macadamia nuts
You do?
that are cookies.
Cookies and cream.
This is cookie. This is a macadamia. Ooh, looky, easy. You know what that is?
Not a cookie.
It's cookie dough.
Yeah?
It's cookie dough. Yeah.
Does it taste like a cookie?
Yeah.
Oh, and no crumbs.
Wow. My cookies.